Sup witches, Celeste Silver Cord here, and I'm going to bring you a new moon spellcasting today. This is a new moon in Scorpio. I did something for Friday the 13th, and I used the new moon energy there, but I really wanted to do something special just for the new moon. The 13th was more about Freya, so we're going to be burning the cobwebs of illusion away tonight in the Coven, the Silver Cord. Good morning, Enchanted again. Always, the links are below for the Coven, the Silver Cord, if you'd like to join us in our spellcasting tonight. Good morning. Oh, there my ladies at. Tonight is a big, big moon. So we got 11/15/2020, right? 111522. And the numbers for this moon is big. It is big. 555 is a big number that's playing into this right now. And that's big, big changes coming in. And 2222 is coming in again as well. A real cry for balance and manifesting energy is coming in, right? So we got the moon and we got the sun both at 23 degrees, both bringing in the energy of 5, right? So we got those both bringing in the energy of 5 in Scorpio, which is a lot of death and rebirth energy comes with Scorpio, right? That's this time of year. That's what the whole seasons changing and all that brings in. So this is a time to end emotional relationships that only bring in rough emotional energies. It's time to realize that those energies are not healthy for us. It's not good. Anybody who can constantly rock your boat is someone you really need to get some distance from. So a lot of this is clearing out the old illusions in a time for reincarnation. And it's clearing out the old illusions of the way you thought things were supposed to go. A lot of us had a really strong idea, like when we first get into this manifesting your own energy, you're like, oh, I'm going to manifest it this way. And then you realize a lot of what you're trying to manifest is just illusions, right? It's an illusion. You think other people feel a certain way and they don't, things of that nature. So this is really speaking to the truths within yourself that cause a lot of these conflicts, right? And that's Mercury at 5. Like I said, 555 there. So Mercury's at 5. So it's a time to speak out on these truths, on these things that have been hurting you, right? Let me get us some cards so we can do that too. We have Venus at 22 degrees of Libra. So it's a major manifesting energy at your heart center, right? Venus is your heart center. It is at 22 degrees of the scales. So it's time to balance out where your heart is. If you're taking all this heartache on from somebody else, that is not where your heart genuinely lies. That's just where you've been putting a lot of energy for a very long time and it's not balancing out. Then that is not where your heart truly lies. It's where your heart's trying to be, but not where it belongs. And it's time to recognize that within ourselves and balance ourselves out. If you're going to be manifesting from your heart center, you have to let go of that attachment and expectations of other people. Where are you? Balance that yourself, right? We got rebirth brings chaos. This is for our little triad there, Pluto, Saturn, and Jupiter. Pluto, Saturn, and Jupiter. I'm losing it today, guys. So Pluto is at 22 degrees of Capricorn. So that's all the structure and stuff like that. But it's also a time to rebirth of your structure, right? A time to make a big change, a time to really address yourself on an inner level, right? This is rebirth. There's a lot of shadow work with this one, all right, guys? Just a lot. I can't get around that. That's just the energy Scorpio brings. It's in one of the older line signs of the sign of the zodiac. It's got a lot of mature energy around it, but it does have a lot of thinking energy around it, a lot of shadow work that goes with the scorpionic energy, right? So this is rebirth. With birth comes chaos. You're only in control of so much during the birthing process. A lot of it is just nature taking its course. You don't have that much control. You only have a certain amount of what you are in control of, right? Also, birth brings burdens, right? You got a baby now. You got something new to take care of, And for us, for a lot of people, that new birth that you need to take care of is your inner child and your shadow and getting that to balance out, because your shadow usually is just your inner child pitching fits within you. Cancer and Venus, yes. That's a lot of heavy emotions there too. So with it being in Libra, yeah, you got to balance it out. That's a 69. It's a yin yang sign as well. We have a lot of intuition with Neptune at 18 degrees of Pisces, right? So that's bringing in 9. So that's still a lot of the burden and shadow work. How many of these sticks are yours? What are you really defending yourself against? You know, are you putting yourself into situations that you need to be defended against? Are you putting yourself there, right? So this is really addressing those shadow issues of why you put yourself in those situations. And those will be coming to light with all these energies going on. Mars is at 15 degrees of Aries. 6 is one of my favorite numbers. I always say it's a rite of passage here. And the rite of passage is recognizing where you could have been doing battle strategy instead of just flailing your sword around and fighting. You could be a pawn running into battle, or you can be doing battle strategy in order to get most, conflicts come. And conflicts don't come out of nowhere. Conflicts are something usually built up, and then when they pop off, and it's like you have an opportunity in all this conflicting energy to either make a battle strategy or to just run around flailing wildly. Either choice is up to you. It's just one you have control over. One is a battle strategy that you're fighting, but you have an end game in sight to end the conflict eventually, right? You're not just flailing around engaging in every conflict that pops up in your path. So that's really the rite of passage that we're all at with Mars. All the planets are direct, so we can all be moving forward in this. What do we got here? We got Uranus at 8 degrees of Taurus. So this is a very stubborn energy that it's in right now. But Uranus brings a lot of enlightenment, and this is stubbornness to walk that path of self-enlightenment, right? And with 8, it's an infinite path. There's no end to evolving yourself. There's no end to the path of enlightenment. There's no end to knowledge. Because anytime you think you may have figured it all out, there will always be new information that comes in. And with that Taurus energy, it's a matter of either being stubbornly stuck in the energies that you have been in and not allowing yourself to grow, or you can be stubborn on the fact that you are going to keep marching this path, right? You're going to keep evolving regardless of what anybody else says, you don't care how much weight they put on that cart, you're going to keep going forward. It's your choice. Now we do have Gemini that has the North Node in it at 21 degrees. Now that brings the 3 in. The 3 brings heartbreak. It does bring foresight too, right? So the heartbreak is it's seeing who is really on your team and seeing who is truly your friend, right? 3s come with the third party situations, but they also come with a lot of teamwork and collaboration. So it's like for every heartbreak and every time you lose somebody in your life, it's whether your paths split peacefully or not, it's removing space. It's removing things to make space for new to come in. Always and forever. Whenever something is removed from your life, it is to make space for new to come in. Now, that is an important energy to be aware of, because then you are aware of back to where your heart center is. Where are you? What are you attracting in? What energy are you projecting that you are inviting to come in to take this place? Are you inviting that same energy to come back in, just in a different person, that same heartbreak, that same third party situation, that same second guessing? Or are you opening yourself up for genuine loving connections? And it's like, with all this Scorpio energy that's going on right now, and a lot of the conflicting energy is, and I've been saying this for a while, it is the twisting up of platonic relationships with sexual fantasies. And that brings in that third party energy, right? You should be able to have platonic relationships with different genders and not twist it up. And this is a shadow aspect a lot of people need to recognize on, because in balancing out the energies, and I keep saying, you get the male energies, which is more towards the ego, intellectual side of it, and then you get the feminine energies, which is really a lot of more passion, more intuition, more cycles, right? So you got to balance those out. The male energy comes with a lot of lust energy. So the more you lean into your ego, the more you think like what? You think you shit, don't stink. You think you're fantastic. You draw on all these opportunities. People are throwing themselves at you. And you have to understand that you are responsible for setting your healthy boundaries. I get the example of like Tiger Woods. What? Man can only be as faithful as his options are. Was it worth his whole career for that? When he was married to a supermodel and had a beautiful, perfect life, and he threw it away for baseless lust. It's really balancing out these energies. I have no other way to put it for everybody right now. I mean, those are the energies we're working with. A lot of people have been perverting them. All right, getting into now. So that is the astrology that I did to why I wanted to do this spellcasting tonight. All right, don't make fun of my kindergarten handwriting, man. Your BOS is supposed to be yours, right? So I'm going with Burning Away the Cobwebs of Illusion. Now that's the room that I had pulled out today. This will be the room that is painted on all the spell petitions for tonight, right? This is also on Labradite. So I will get into this. So Burning Away the Cobwebs of Illusion, you use the rune, the eye. The eye represents lifting of the veil, seeing the truth, gaining focus, and rebuilding on your psychic abilities. We all have the ability to tune into these energies and predict what is coming towards us. Everybody has that gift. It doesn't matter if you're a twin, a starseed, whatever you think you are, you have that ability to tap into those energies. You just have to be willing to use them, right? The cobwebs, which, yes, I will be going around the outside of my house and probably taking some walks in the woods to gather up as many as I can for the casting tonight, right? Cobwebs are a very important ingredient in this spell. They're a must. So the cobwebs are issues in your life you need to pay attention to, representative of blockages that keep you from progressing. If you're dreaming of cobwebs, that means there's things clouding your vision, right? I've used similar spells with cobwebs to catch dreams, to burn away the spells of illusion. This is personally done one here. So the cobwebs are burning away anything that's blocking your vision from seeing where you're trying to go, right? A lot of people have been saying, I feel like I'm missing something. I feel like there's something I need to see. This is a spell to help you get through that. So the cobwebs represent that. The spider aspect of it, the representation of using the cobwebs and spiders, is a spider weaves its web and it reminds us of the choices we made that created our own webs. This spell is all about self-accountability. This is to open your eyes to see where your decisions have led you to where you are, okay? So this is how we created our own webs and how we allowed ourselves to get entangled in other webs. That is the spider representation of it. The herbs that I will be mixing into the cobwebs are eucalyptus and hawthorn. Eucalyptus clears away the negative energy. Side note, it does also treat fever and respiratory illnesses. So does hawthorn. It helps you breathe better. But hawthorn is also the fairy tree. So I'll be calling on a lot of energy from, my Celtic ancestors and from the Fae tonight. And they bring in a lot of love and protection, right? Because when you're clearing away all this stuff and you're taking in a lot of self-accountability, you open yourself to be really vulnerable at these moments because, and it's almost like you almost need protection just from yourself. You don't want that little side voice coming in. This isn't about beating yourself up. This is about recognizing your own decisions so that you can make better ones in the future, right? I'm going to be using peppermint oil to seal the petitions, to consecrate them. And that brings in healing, protection, love, and more banishment of negative energy. This is to banish the negative energy, right? This is to keep your shadow from constantly convincing you into making these toxic decisions that keep your life traveling in these stagnant circles, okay? Labradorite, and that's my favorite stone here, right? Labradorite helps us regain lost energy, all right? It helps us, especially a lot of us that have been doing a lot of spiritual work, can be extremely draining. Shadow work can lead to depression if you're not careful. It is extremely draining to really look deep within yourself without picking yourself apart and exhausting yourself. So labradorite brings in that healing energy. It protects your aura. It heals spirit and body, and it helps us attach more to our guides and things of that nature. All right, so that is what I'm going to be using tonight. As always, links below for the Coven, the Silver Cord, if you would like to see the pictures of our altars and more of the spell casting and stuff like that. I'm not going to be doing those on camera for a while, just because. All right, so let's just get a quick tarot for this new moon. And yes, I always suggest doing these things when always do it within a circle. A lot of people's like, you don't need to cast a circle, blah, 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 blah. I always suggest it. It's good. The ritual of creating the circle really does help you build up a stronger, more powerful shield. You know, it's a heavy balance for me as to whether you need the full ritual or not. I prefer to do the full ritual. I prefer every aspect of doing the ritual is another part of the visualization. It's another part of setting the intent of what you are doing, right? Yes, I find just in building my altar, in choosing my ingredients, in creating my castings, every step of research and every step of the way creates more intent into what it is you are doing. Everybody, a quick message over here. 3D, 40, 5D tarot to go with our astrology for today, just to play it all in. Now, a lot of people, I have a hard time because a lot of people don't really like a whole lot of what I have to say. And it's just, I'm not here to cater and to, hold people's hands and tell them it's okay to be obsessed and things like that. We've all hit these energies. We've all had those people that are really hard to let go of. We've all had these people who tend to pop back up in our lives. That's been a lot of the readings that I've been getting lately is I finally moved on, and now this person from the past that I put in so much energy came back, and I want to heal that relationship and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, we really need to recognize where we allow illusions to take control over our lives, the illusion of what we thought should be. And I mean, even with like the election and things that are going on right now, just what you thought was going to happen and what happened ended up being two different things. And that shook a lot of people to the core because it's like they were so set in this belief that they had so much control. And then the universe has just been telling us how much we don't have control over right now. Just with the lockdowns and everything else, it's a proof that it is a collective energy that we work with, right? We have to work within the collective if you want to accomplish anything. All right, see, because even in the 3D for this new moon, it's showing the energies that we're moving out of what? Game playing. Look at her playing with her doll there. A lot of game playing, a lot of manipulation, a lot of trying to manifest through manipulating other people, not wanting to recognize our own faults in the situations and things like that. But it is time right now to start looking towards the future. With the 5 of Pentacles here, It's a release of this worry. You have to release the worry. 9 of Cups is coming, right? We are I keep saying this, we are moving. All the planets are just now going direct. We are moving into a more positive energy, even if it doesn't feel like it right now. Right now is the crux, right? The 5 was right there in the center again. It is the crux of where we're at. Building strength. We've all taken a lot of leaps right now in putting ourselves out there. We have been ridiculed for it. I know I have. I know a lot of people have. I know the more we put ourselves out there and the more we speak our truths, the more we become a target. What people like to throw rocks at things that are sparkly. That's just how it is. Right? Darkness before the dawn. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. But see, here we go. The release of that oppression. What? Their opinions have nothing to do with you. That is a cognitive dissonance response. Anybody who's miserable enough to go around on the internet and do nothing but negative, hateful comments all day are not happy in their lives. Their opinions shouldn't be oppressive on you. It is time to release that. And it is time to release yourself from feeling bad about allowing these people to navigate you, right? Allowing these hurtful things that people say and things of that nature to dissuade you from your spirituality, dissuade you from your path. It's time to put down all those burdens. Temperance and balance is coming in, and Sagittarius season is coming. It's going to bring a lot of balance if you allow it to. If you allow it to. It just matters how much. If you're going to fight the whole world, then you're going to struggle through this. But if you work within the world and work, it's really, really about being mindful right now, every day. Being mindful of what you can accomplish in a day and what you can't accomplish in a day. We are facing a lot of lockdowns and stuff coming up. It's going to be a lot more shadow work going on. And if you're doing the work, this is going to be going a lot smoother for you. Like, you got the Queen of Pentacles here. Grounding is very important right now. Grounding within yourself, like I said, within your heart center, with Libra being at 22 degrees, with Venus right there. It's about grounding right now, right? Get victory. Might not feel like a victory because you're sitting still, but remember, your choice in sitting still, you could be working on yourself, or you could be flailing against thinking you're stuck. A lot of us, the 5D here is really calling you. If you want the victory, you have to really ground yourself, and it's a matter of how much you want to work within the conflicts that are going to be going on around you. Right? I always see this card as like, you got like the feminine over here, the masculine, the 2 children, everybody's fighting, everybody's flailing sticks around, everybody's in the power struggle right now. And you don't need to engage in the power struggle, right? That's a choice. The only struggles you should be struggling with, and you shouldn't be struggling with, you should be working within yourself. You know what I'm saying? If your shadow's pitching a fit, that inner child within you is pitching a fit, you have to figure out why. When a baby is crying, you have to figure out why it's crying. Is it hungry? Is it dirty? Does it need to be fed? Is it lonely? Does it just need to be held? A lot of us, your inner shadow is your inner child, and it's just pitching fits right now. You need to figure out how you can work with it, not fight against it. And the 7 of Cups here, right? Opportunities are coming, but not every cup that is offered to you is yours to drink from. I love this card in this deck because this is kind of where I also get the player-esque energy at, right? But he looks like he's sitting pretty, right? What are these people doing? It's like, not every offer sent to you is a good thing. I don't say give away opportunities that do come in, but just be mindful of what it is that people want from you, Why are they offering you that cup? What do they want? Understand, too, that, there's other spiders in the world weaving their own webs. So before you engage into somebody else's web, take a second to realize what their motives are. Sometimes it is a test of commitment, for sure, for sure. Well, but yeah, like I said, like that's why I brought up the Tiger Woods thing. What he was only able, he was so cocky in his ego that he thought he could get away with all of that, and it cost him his whole career, his life, his wife, his family, his kids, his home, all his contracts, everything else just vanished because he couldn't help himself but to sip out of every cup that's offered to him, just because he could, and he thought he could get away with it. You know, and I know I use men as a lot. Arnold Schwarzenegger with The Maid. You know, that is the danger of your ego. For sure. See, you even just said ego, right? There's a lot of activation coming, right? You don't have to do a lot but work on yourself, and the rest will flow effortlessly. I keep telling this to people, like the less I push, the more comes in. When you're pushing out all the time, trying to push your way forward, you're so focused on just moving forward that you're pushing things out of your way and you don't even realize what you're pushing off to the sides, right? Blessings are coming in, but rainbows only happen after the storm, all right? I know a lot of people feel alone in the world right now, but don't let your desperation for company cause you to compromise your values and your virtues, okay? That's the shadow aspect that really popped out for this one, all right? A lot of us feel alone right now. And, you know, a lot of us are very cut off from the rest of the world. A lot of us, you know, all these lockdowns and stuff have gone on way longer than anybody anticipated. And you do feel alone in the world. But if you are alone, this is the perfect time to really work on all that inner work, okay? This new moon is about really focusing on where you are engaging and working with your own conflicts and burning away the illusions, your illusions others have painted in front of your eyes, and really seeing where we're going with this. All right, so always like, share, subscribe, spank my bell, click the like button, tell me if you like it. If you'd like more information on the spell casting and things like that, below, come on over to the Coven the Silver Cord on Facebook, and yeah, we'll be going through it over there tonight. All right. Personal petitions are available in the Coven the Silver Cord. I have the information over there. I do personal spell castings for people. If you are in need of a little extra oomph, want to tap into the labradorite grid and everything that I'll be building up tonight, everybody's welcome for that. I just do that for donations. There's no set requirements or anything on that one. But yeah. Alrighty, guys. I love you guys very much. Blessed be all those who walk these weird and windy paths with me, and I will catch you guys probably tomorrow. I'll probably be back to doing some more of the past life twin flame readings for y'all. All right. Love y'all. Catch you later.